The night I disappeared. I can still recall the night I vanished. No farewell note. No explanation. Just silence. It wasn't an impulsive choice. It was survival. Because when you walk into your own home and find your wife entangled with another man, the walls don't simply crumble. They collapse on top of you. That night, crushed beneath betrayal, I did the only thing left. I disappeared. The discovery. It was past midnight when I returned earlier than expected from a business trip. A canceled meeting gave me the chance to surprise Emily. Maybe share a late dinner. Maybe laugh about how we hadn't had a date night in weeks. But when I stepped through the door, what greeted me wasn't her voice. It was a man's muffled laugh. At first, I assumed the television was on, but as I walked further down the hall, the noises sharpened, whispers, a moan, the groan of our bed frame. My blood ran cold. My heart recognized the truth before my mind would accept it. I pushed open the bedroom door, and there she was, the woman I loved, moving with someone else. Her expression twisted when she saw me, not with shame or regret, but with irritation, as though I had interrupted her. The man didn't even try to cover himself. He smirked at me, as if he had already claimed victory. I didn't shout. I didn't lash out. I stood frozen, silent, while my entire world collapsed. Emily was the first to speak. "David, this isn't what it looks like." But even she couldn't finish the lie. The vanishing. That night, I stuffed clothes into a bag, drained every cent I could, and drove until the city lights faded behind me. No calls, no explanations, no trail. I tossed my phone into a gas station dumpster, bought a prepaid one, and kept going until the highways narrowed, road signs disappeared, and mountains swallowed the horizon. In a quiet town 2 states away, I rented a cabin from an old man who asked no questions. Cash only. I kept to myself, building a life from the ground up. Mornings smelled of pine. Nights were thick with silence. Slowly, painfully, I relearned how to breathe. Emily tried to reach me, calls, emails, messages through mutual friends. I ignored them all. To me, she no longer existed. I wasn't David the husband anymore. I had become a ghost. The unexpected knock. 2 years passed. I had grown comfortable in solitude. Fishing at dawn, chopping firewood, patching up roofs for locals who minded their own business. Then, one rainy afternoon, a knock echoed at my door. No one ever knocked. When I opened it, my knees almost buckled. Emily stood there, drenched, trembling, suitcase in hand. Her eyes were wide, desperate, like she had just fled a fire. "David," she whispered, voice breaking. "I found you. Old wounds." I should have slammed the door, pretended she no longer existed. But my body betrayed me. I stepped aside. She slipped past me, dripping water on the wooden floor, looking around as though she couldn't believe where I'd been hiding. "You're alive," she said, almost as if she convinced herself I was dead. "Why are you here?" My voice came out colder than intended. Her eyes filled with tears. "Because I never stopped searching. Because I can't let you go. I made the worst mistake of my life. Losing you has been unbearable." Her words cut through me, reopening scars I had stitched shut. I turned away. "You didn't lose me, Emily. You threw me away." Her side of the story. For the next hour, she poured everything out. How the affair was nothing but weakness. How the man meant nothing. How loneliness and resentment had consumed her while I was buried in work. "I was foolish," she cried. "I thought I wanted freedom, something different. But the moment you left, I realized you were everything. I've been to therapy. I quit drinking. I've been searching for you ever since. I don't want money. I don't even expect forgiveness. I just needed to tell you that I destroyed the only good thing in my life." I wanted to scream, to tell her that her so-called weakness had burned our marriage to the ground. But instead, I sat in silence, fists shaking with rage. The battle within. That night, I couldn't sleep. I lay awake on the couch while she slept uneasily in the bedroom. Memories flooded in. Our wedding, her laugh during road trips, the way she used to fall asleep on my chest. But every memory warped into darker ones. The betrayal, her lover's smirk, the hollow creak of the bed, as I stood frozen in the doorway. The truth hit me. I still loved her, and I hated her for it. The confrontation. The next morning, I asked a question that had burned in me all night. Why him? Why then? Emily sat at the table, hands wrapped around a coffee mug. Her eyes were swollen from crying. Because I was angry with you, she admitted softly. You were always gone, buried in work. I felt invisible. And when he gave me attention, I let myself believe I deserved it. It was selfish. It was cruel. And it destroyed us. Her honesty hurt more than lies ever could. And now, I pressed, do you expect me to take you back? Pretend none of it happened? She shook her head. No, I just needed you to know I've changed. That I regret what I did until the day I die. If you want me gone forever after this, I'll accept it. But I couldn't let you disappear without telling you how sorry I am. The choice. Days passed. She remained in the cabin, cooking meals, helping with chores. At times, almost felt normal, like we had rewound a life before everything fell apart. But every glance carried shadows. Every laugh felt borrowed. One evening, as the sun sank behind the mountains, she stood on the porch and said quietly, I'll leave tomorrow. I won't force myself into your life anymore. I just had to see you one last time. My chest tightened. Letting her go again felt like losing her twice. But keeping her meant inviting the knife back into my ribs. The final decision. That night, I sat by the fire long after she'd gone to bed, flames snapping as my mind burned with questions. Could trust ever be rebuilt? Could love survive betrayal? Or was it like shattered glass? No matter how carefully pieced together, it would always show the cracks? At dawn, I walked into the bedroom. She was awake, eyes red from sleeplessness. Emily, I said quietly, I loved you more than anything. I still do, but love isn't enough anymore. Tears streamed down her cheeks. She nodded, as if she had already prepared for it. You deserve peace, she whispered, even if it isn't with me. She packed her bag. At the door, she turned once more. I'll never stop loving you, David, and I'll never forgive myself. And then she was gone. Epilogue. It's been months since Emily left the cabin. Sometimes I wonder if she returned to the city. If she rebuilt her life. If she carries the same weight of regret I do. Do I still love her? Yes. Do I want her back? No. The scars of betrayal left run too deep. But here's the strange truth. When she finally found me, when she looked me in the eyes and admitted her regret, some part of me let go of the bitterness I had carried. I may never forgive her. But for the first time since that night, I no longer live as a ghost. For the first time in years, I feel alive again.